What are you wanting from Moses during this stint where he's obviously going to get more playing time? What are his responsibilities?
Just defending with energy and without fouling, and then on the offensive end, shooting it when he's open, moving it when he's not. Pretty simple, really.
Coach, obviously Nick's down a lot of bodies. Do you still treat them as the same team that won 16 out of 19, or how do you game plan when a team is missing a lot of its key players, but they have an identity at least?
Yeah, I mean, you just game plan for the team that you've seen. This past week we watched the most recent games and see who they're playing and how they're playing and that kind of stuff. And obviously they've been crushed by injuries. I mean, they were playing better than anybody a month or so ago, but it's all part of it. We all kind of go through stuff during the season, and they're obviously going through it. But we know their team, even though we don't see them often. We know Jaylen Brunson really well. We know Josh Hart really well from both guys being in the West. They're a tough team. I know them well from coaching them this past summer, and I know how competitive they are, how tough they are. And Tom's teams are always gritty and defensive minded, and so we know that we got to play well to win tonight.
That's it about Jaylen, how to coach against him. Any of what you're seeing now surprise you?
No, because this has been happening for the last few years. We saw Jaylen in the West Finals with Dallas 2 years ago, and he was such a crucial part of their team. And then obviously he went to another level last year here with the Knicks. He's a great player, great leader, wonderful guy to coach and to get to know, and tough to guard. He's very clever and strong, and really a great player.
Steph was scoreless in the first half of last game, 18 in the second, and I know a couple games ago you said you thought it might be getting a little fatigue and the rest of the game futures. What did you see in the differences between the first and second half last game? Was it more the defense, what they were putting on Steph, or was it just?
No, he just looked out of rhythm in the first half, and it's not like he really got it going in the second. He made a few shots, but I mean, we know he can be much better. But it's just part of the 82. There's just games where shots don't go in, and spells where maybe you're not in quite as good a rhythm. But it's one of his strong suits is that he's perfectly capable of dealing with some bad games and bouncing back.
When you have history in a building like he does in MSG, does that kind of maybe get the juices flowing a little bit for a player?
This building gets juices going for every player and coach. I mean, it's special coming in here. I look forward to it every year. It's a great crowd, great environment, and they got a really good team, and it's going to be fun tonight.
Coach, everything that your team has gone through this year, how have you been able to keep them together? This has been one of your biggest coaching challenges.
Well, we have a great group of guys, and throughout the season, all the challenges, our guys have been committed to each other and to the team, and I think that's a coach's biggest job really is to constantly remind guys what we're here for, and how difficult it's going to be, individually and collectively. And what I love about this team is that we've had a lot of adversity, and there's never been any wavering from the group in terms of the commitment to each other and to winning, and it's starting to come together for us. But I've really enjoyed coaching this team.
It's early with this new second unit, but with Chris back and Clay, and Gary, how do you sort of see those pieces sort of fitting together?
Yeah, I mean, Chris and Clay. I mean, the luxury of bringing those guys off the bench is, it's pretty impressive. Two Hall of Famers and guys who fit very well together. They've played well together all year, whether they've come off the bench or started. And then we've got other guys too. I mean, Dario's been really good for us this year. Trace is coming along, and so we've got a lot of options. And I think the strength of our team, honestly, all year has been our depth. We've got a lot of good players. We just don't necessarily have clarity from one night to the next about who we're going to close games with and that sort of thing. But we've got a really good group of starters who have kind of found their footing, and a really good bench group. So that's a pretty good combination to have. Yeah, he's having a monster year. I mean, we loved having him last year. Played so well for us. I was really happy for him, with the off season to sign with the Knicks. I mean, that was kind of the plan, was for him to sign for a year and then go back into free agency. And we were hoping we'd be able to help his standing in the market, and that's exactly what happened. So it was really fun coaching him, and I'm happy for him and his success now.
So Monty Williams was here a couple of days ago with the Pistons, talking about some stories he had with Tibbs, and he said he's kind of, Tom Thibodeau is underappreciated as a head coach in this league. Do you feel a similar way? Do you have any stories about coaching with Tibbs like that?
I haven't coached with Tom, but we've gotten to know each other over the years. And I've always admired him and respected his coaching ability. He's always done a great job. His teams are prepared and they compete. And there's no doubt Tibbs has been one of the best coaches in the league the last 15 years. So yeah, I think there's a healthy respect for Tom across the league.
I just want to ask the summer that you had with Jaylen and just coaching against him. He's always been so efficient from two. I mean, obviously, Steph is smaller of stature as well, but up until recently, Jaylen wasn't the shooter that he is now. You mentioned the cleverness, kind of the craftiness. What do you make of his footwork and guards that have the level of footwork that he has?
Yeah, he's great in the paint. He's great, at the elbow areas. Great footwork. I think you can see the Villanova influence, with him. Jay Wright is a great coach, great fundamentals coach. When you watched Villanova play, during Jay's time, there was always a sense that they were going to take care of the ball, keep their feet on the ground, make the fundamental play. It's one of the strengths of their teams, and Jaylen embodies that. And then when you have a guy who's that strong, all that footwork is even more lethal, because now you get a reverse pivot, and he can withstand any blow and run through people and get to the rim or get his shot off using that strength. So he's really tough.
A couple Wiggins questions. You would categorize it as an excuse then?
Oh yeah. This is a personal issue that he's dealing with, and we expect him back. But it'll remain private.
Are you the one kind of in contact with him?
Rick has been in touch with him. I have too. Like I said, we expect him back.
Sooner,
Not sure. Yeah.
Since the Draymond incident and his return, what's been the difference for your team?
He's just perfectly finding the line, walking the line. We didn't want him to come back passive. We still wanted him to yell at the refs. Just didn't want him to, get kicked out. And he's one of the great competitors in the game, and so he has to play with fire and energy and passion. And he's doing that, but he's just walking the line beautifully. He understands the position he's in. He knows the spotlight's on him. He's a guy who impacts winning at the highest level. He always has, and he knows we need him badly. And he's done a fantastic job since he's been back of playing hard, playing well, and walking that line. Thank you, guys.
Cool.